Chrissy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Kay. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. I just want to tell everybody thank you so much. I know 1 o'clock is a hard time to hop on live, but it would be nice if people wanted to ask questions or anything. Let me make sure my comment section is open. Okay, so for those who don't know, my name is Kay Kawada. I am the photographer and owner of River 8 & Co. I do social media, photographs for social media content, website refreshers, blogs, anything that's on the web out there, I do it. So that's me. And today I have with me Chrissy Das. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Chrissy Das, and fun fact, Kay and I actually live in the same community. So that's how we met. I think we met at Panera, but so that's fun. And I am a business owner. I've been a business owner for 5 years. I own a ghostwriting company called This Edited Life, and I ghostwrite books for businesses. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That is fun. You guys, I guess because you're a ghostwriter, you can't tell who you write for, right?
No, I can't tell you, otherwise I'd have to kill you.
I want to know, but okay, I respect that. So talk to me about what other type of writing do you do? Because you're a business writer, right? Mm-hmm. So you basically write for different types of businesses, and I'm assuming for different, like, whether it's, do you do websites or blogs, or what do you do? What do you focus on?
So I focus on whatever the client needs. Oh. So if the client needs something for their website, like to update their copy on the website, then I can help them with that. Or if they want to update their marketing materials, or if they are being profiled in a magazine and they need to send in some responses to questions, I excel at these things. So I have a background in theater. I live it, love it. It was a very big joy of mine. I'll be happy when live theater comes back.
Yeah.
And I think studying theater has really helped me learn how to study people. And within that, like if a business owner comes to me and they say, Chrissy, I have this message that I want to get out, what they tell me and then what I write are probably a little bit different, because what they think they want to write, if they knew exactly what they wanted to write, they would do it themselves.
Right.
But I take information from their target market, and I take information from like what I learn about them through the interview process, and I create this like elevated brand for them. So it's like your best foot forward, but on paper.
That's interesting. So what does the whole process look like? Like from start to finish, how does that work?
It really depends on the client. Sometimes I have them come to me and they're like, I've kind of half written this. Can you edit it? And then maybe help me strengthen transitions. And actually, it's funny that I say help me strengthen transitions, because no client has ever said that to me in that way. Usually they're like, can you fill in the gaps? And I'm like, sure, I can fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
And in the writing world, that would be strengthening transitions. That would be helping bulk up some of the research. And it's really customized per client.
Yeah.
And I really tend to get a lot of service-based professionals. So lawyers, psychologists, accountants, people who are providing a service, who want to stand out from the rest of the lawyers and the psychologists and the accountants. Because there's a lot of people who have the same degrees you do, but there's no one who has the same experience that you do, because you're bringing in your experience from multiple areas in your life, and that's really informing the product that you create, even if that product is a service.
Right. Yeah. You know, I just realized that what you do with writing is what I do with photography. Like, right? Like I do. I do that with photography. I take photos for people, like social media content, right? So like you could always take a selfie, just like you could always open up Google Docs and start typing. However, it does take experience and practice and all this stuff. Yes. So I just realized that. So that's cool.
That makes a lot of sense. That parallel is so perfect.
Yeah.
And it also reflects like on like who you hire.
Right.
Because there are a gazillion photographers and there are a gazillion writers.
Yes.
And you want to hire the photographer or the writer who matches what you're trying to convey. So if you're trying to convey like an elevated brand and clear messaging, and you want it to be even better than what you could do on your own, then you're going to want to hire the experts, right? You don't want a college student, which college students are great. I love them. I really wish them well as they continue their journey. But you don't hire a college student to do something for your professional your professional vestige. You know, like you want to look amazing, and we help you do that through photos and through content.
So question, be honest, why do you think photos are important in business? For social media platforms, right now, I don't know how people do business without any type of social media, right? Like, or a website, or like, I don't know.
You at least need a landing page at the very least.
Yeah, right.
But even if you're super old school and you're like, all of my business comes through word of mouth, they don't even need me, like whatever. I will tell you that you can make it easier for people to refer you by showcasing what you do. If you have a physical product, you should photograph that physical product. And your descriptions of that photograph should be really great. Like, you should spend time on these things, because since so much of the world is online, especially since COVID, and just as we go towards an even more global commerce, then it's important that your online brand reflects your in-person brand. And I think that for social media, even, people are like, oh, it's only going to be on Twitter for like 5 seconds, or, if it's an Instagram story, maybe, it'll be there and then it won't. And they're like, why invest the time and money into making that beautiful? And the reason is because people are watching. Like, people are watching you that you don't even know are watching you. And you want to present a consistent brand, and not only a consistent brand, but I'll say it again. You want to elevated. You want your brand to be elevated, because if you're doing like better year over year, then your branding should reflect that. Your even your headshot, like on LinkedIn, if you don't look like that now, you need to change it. Because chances are you're going to end up on a video Zoom meeting or something, and people are going to be like, who are you again? And
I'm sorry. I've been on networking events, like Zoom networking, where their profile photo is literally them holding their phone into the mirror of their bathroom, and with the yellow light, and it is so creepy.
No, you've not really.
Or they try to be like very seductive, and they're like, doing all these like, it's okay to be sexy and strong and beautiful, but there's a time and place. And I think that, I don't know, certain profiles scare me off. So I think it is like your first impression. It is the storefront, right, of your business, on how you present yourself. And people want to know what you look like, right? Like,
well, okay. So when you have a professional photo done and it's done well, then you get to kind of showcase more of your range of emotion than just like your realtor photograph or your, the one they took at corporate. And you can showcase so much personality now, and personality is welcome in the business world. Whether you're doing business to consumer or business to business, people buy from people.
Right.
And so your content and your pictures need to tell a story, and they need to tell an interesting story. Otherwise, why the heck are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, you need to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. So, so interesting. So for somebody who wants to, what was my question? I completely just blanked out.
These things happen, and that would be a gap that a ghostwriter could help you fill in. So I think one of the things people want to know is, how long does all of this take?
Yeah.
You know, like let's say you're starting from scratch because you're like, you know what? I'm celebrating a big business anniversary. I want to do a full rebrand. Like, how long would that take them, Kay, to start from like 0 to 60?
Probably 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Okay, including like photos and things like that?
3 weeks to prepare for the photo shoot.
Okay.
Only if you don't have the outfits. Like, if we have to go order outfits and stuff and book.
Wait. You order outfits for people?
Yeah. They pay.
Oh my God. Okay. So ghostwriting's cool and I love it. But usually, like, I interview the people and then they go off and do their thing. And then while they're doing their thing, I'm working in the background and I'm like working, right? Yeah. But like, how interactive is this photo process? Because
so can I just tell you my process really fast? So,
yes, please.
Yeah. So we do a discovery call to make sure we're a good fit. And I understand what you want. And I want to make sure, yes, it's about money, but it's really not. I want to make sure I could deliver, right? Like, so this is, I'm really passionate about seeing other women grow. It makes me so happy to see other women successful. That's like the number one thing for me. So like, in my head, I think about, well, how can she level up, right? Like, how can I make her level up and reach her goal, and how she wants to be presented, right? So in photos. So we talk about that. We talk about the 1-year plan. We talk about, what her goals are within that year. We talk about everything, all of her social medias. I go over and audit the social media platforms. So I'll be like, well, maybe let's not do this type of lighting next time, and let me teach you how to do it in Lightroom. I go over all of that. I go over on how to edit things after you're done with the photo shoot with me and you get your photos delivered, so that you can take, say, there's a cute photo of your baby doing something really cute and you wanted to post it, right? Because you want to show some things that are real. So then, but how do you edit that, right? Because like, it's really hard for people who don't know photography. So I will go and help them get a preset or how to use Lightroom Mobile. I go over all of that. I go over their outfits. I send them links. Do you like this? Do you like that? What about props? Do we want a tray underneath your new mug you're selling? Okay, well then how does that go with your brand? So we go over all of your branding. We go over everything that matches that to make sure we're on brand. So yes, I go over hair, makeup. We hire hair and makeup, go over all of your clothes. We order all of your clothes. Once they're in is basically when we could actually book. It's basically when your clothes come in. And if you are going to rent a house for, say that you're doing, you're a yoga instructor, and you also have some merchandise that you want to sell along with that, right? We'd rent a house by the water, and when can you get that rental? Things like that. So
wait, so you don't even have to do it in your own space? You can have a fake venue?
You can have a fake venue. We could rent out fake venues, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, this is your career. It's not like a side hustle. It's not like, babysitting money. We want to make sure you get the best. So
can you help people find venues and stuff if they're like, I'm totally drawing the blank on venues?
I have people, yes, that I know.
So, all right. So people tuning in may forget where we live. So Kay lives in Northeast Florida.
Yes.
And so do you work with people only in Northeast Florida, or how does that work?
Yes, either. So if you want a particular, depending on what type of theme you want, you could fly in and I can have everything ready for you, or you can fly me out and then I could do everything via online and I'll get there and set up and everything. And, usually there's a VA or not a VA.
So Kay is willing to travel, people. Willing to travel
as long as COVID doesn't get worse.
Well, okay, that is fair. That is super fair. And so let's talk about branding during a pandemic, because I know that's on a lot of people's minds. Like when things are uncertain, what can you keep sharing about? Like when you were talking about sharing real things, like what can you share about?
For me, I think it's important to show, well, okay, this really depends on what you do, right? Because if you, I mean, you can always, depending on what you do, you could always share tips, right? With stuff around the house, like, oh, fun fact, you know, and do like one of the fun fact video reels or a TikTok, or you can do something. Video, by the way, will always bring you more showing, like numbers. Like it will, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now.
But views? Are you talking about views?
More views with video.
Okay.
Yes, more views, especially on Instagram. However, whether you could do a quote, you could just consistently post, so that even if you can't take a photo right this second, you can always go on like Canva. Have you heard of Canva? Canva.com. They have.
I have the pro account. I'm a Canva-er.
I love Canva. You can get one of those stock images there. There's so many ideas on Canva. What else is there? There's like all these things, little quotes. You could add quotes. You can do just a picture.
Now I'm going to jump in on quotes for a second, because I want people to think about this.
Okay.
So there are certain quotes that appear all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And so I want to encourage you, if you're posting quotes on social media, number one, check who really said it. Like if it's Eleanor Roosevelt, she probably wasn't talking about the internet. And then number two, go ahead and do a deep dive. Find quotes that aren't so common. They can still be by famous people, but choose something that's from later in a speech, or that is more resonant with your brand. Because you know, you can put up any old thing and sure, you've checked that box, right? But if it's not moving your brand forward, if it's not telling your story in a better way, in a clearer way, then you're wasting your time.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I also feel that you should always give credit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Another thing is, well, yeah, you're right.
I'll take it. Thanks, Kay. So I think we might have a few people on live still. So let's check. Hey, if you're live, go ahead and post a question on the Facebook page. We'd love to answer it for you.
So I'm kind of starstruck right now that Miss Williams.
Oh my gosh, do you follow her?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Precious, we are totally fangirling over you.
Yes.
So Precious Williams is,
because I see her name.
she's amazing. She's really amazing. So definitely check her out, everybody. I read her book. So I lead a book club because, you know, words. So of course I lead a book club. But I lead a book club for a business group called The Ladies Who Leverage. And we started it back in August or September. All my months are blending together because, you know, COVID. Right. But so Precious's book, Power Pitches for Bad Bitches, was the first book we did, and it was amazing, and you should definitely read it. That'll definitely help you with storytelling and things. Well, we don't have any live questions. Kay, what kind of questions do people ask you normally? Oh, wait, hang on. Precious commented. You should read it, Kay. Read it.
I do not like corporate photos, so I love mine to show personality, of course. How do you get people to show their personality? It depends on who they are. So once I get to know their personality and know how they want to present themselves, that's what I try to bring out, making them laugh, music, whatever it is. I don't like this look, the typical. I mean, we all need headshots, yes, but my photos are more lifestyle. It's more like laughing, looking over there, like all these other things. I do sketch out a shoot list for my clients to make sure that we don't miss anything also. So yeah, I don't know how to, I don't know if I answered it well, but it is definitely something that
Precious, you've got Kay starstruck over here. I think that covered the question about how to give a little personality. So maybe like show movement in photos, and don't be so stiff. Like don't hold your body really naturally.
Tips on how to pose. Every type of woman in any situation. You don't stand, by the way. When I do photos, you're not just standing in front of a light and a backdrop. That's not how it is. So, depending on what you do, you'll have a desk or you'll have, whatever it is, there's a set. So you'll just be doing your thing. It's not just, like a school picture, a mug fit, DMV.
DMV. So can we book you for DMV photos? Or?
Oh my gosh, you know how many lights I would have to bring in for that? They're like the worst. Hey, by the way, I have a question. So I know that writing is important. Everybody writes differently. How do you find a business writer? Like, how do you find what do you ask? Like,
what do you ask is, who else have you done this for? And then they'll say, oh, hi, I can't tell you. Or they'll tell you, oh, I've worked with Business Insider. I've worked with blah, blah, blah. That's fine. So what I do is I provide references because while I value my my people's privacy, I also have a lot of clients that are thrilled to say nice things about me. So I'm thrilled to put them in contact with the people who are interested in working with me. And it's just a lot of fun. Like, one of the things I love about ghostwriting is that none of my clients are the same. Like, they're just so wildly different, and they have such different personalities and such different opinions, and it really just comes through in the projects that we work on together. And it's just a lot of fun. So, Precious says, Kay, how would you describe your aesthetic?
Mine?
Yours.
Mine would be aesthetic. That's I don't know, because maybe
I can describe your aesthetic because I watch you all the time. So Kay's aesthetic is very modern, very clean, very vivacious. I would say very energetic. So she's very good at showcasing people's like inner glow. And so I really like that about your work, Kay, is that, everyone looks very different, like based on their personality, but at the inner core, you can see how people, like, they trust you, because like for me, if I'm with a photographer, I got to trust them a whole lot, because otherwise I'm going to be giving them side eye, and then they're going to take photos of my little side eye. And like, that's just not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
But, Precious says, that's dope, Chrissy. That means you can work with every type of person and industry since your clients are not alike. Yay. Right. So my clients are not alike, and Kay's clients are not alike. And so it's interesting. It keeps life fun, and it keeps the business world fun.
Yeah, I like the challenge, to be honest. I really like the challenge. And then at the end, seeing their faces is so worth everything, because it's a lot of prep work. It is a lot. I don't just show up and be like, oh, what are we shooting today? Smile, look over there, look, it's not like that. It's everything is hours and hours of planning. So you got to make sure that if you do find a photographer, they know how to edit. Because if they don't know how to edit and you show up that day with a big pimple in that forehead, that's going to be there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, and we're not even on Zoom right now. So on Zoom has this touch up appearance thing. And I'm like, let me move that slider a little more. No pores. I'm going for no pores. But
blurry, right? Exactly.
I know, but I'll take it. It's okay. But so speaking of Zoom, I know we have to hop off right at 1:30, but I just wanted to showcase my Zoom background.
Yeah.
So Kay lives in my community, but She actually curated this for me virtually because both of us are being very cautious in the COVID.
Yes.
And so I haven't been hanging out with anybody and she hasn't been hanging out with anybody. But on a Zoom call, actually, I think it was a series of 2 or 3 Zoom calls.
Yeah.
She curated my background. This is real stuff. I can actually touch it.
Yep.
And it's very me. Everything is very me. And I remember the funniest thing was she's like, "Do you have any more white books?" And I was like, "Yes," because originally my bookshelves were organized by topic. Heaven forbid, right? Organizing by topic. And so yeah, anyway, so we organized some by color, some by height. And what I really loved about Kay is that she told me straight up, she's like, "Get your printer out of your backgrounds." And I'm like, "But I use it every day." Like, it used to be right here. It used to be right here. And she was like, no, get it out. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I need it. And she's like, get it out. And so I did. But Precious says she needs a background too, Kay.
Oh, yes, please. If you go to river8andco.com, you can fill out a little form and I'll send you.
Oh my God, sorry, I was replying and then it played. Oh dear. But anyway, Kay will respond with the link.
Yes, I'll put in my information.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do
you can
that.
do it after the call, no problem.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, the most important thing for me about Zoom backgrounds is that if it's going to be real, make sure it's your brand, right? It would be awkward if you had like photos of, I don't know, like 3 different.
Like iguanas or something. I don't have iguanas, people. That is not me.
To do with like your brand. So, you know, as somebody who loves books, it's also in your logo, right? Where you have paper. You want to make sure that you have a background like that. If we did a branding shoot, I want to throw you in a library. Well, not throw you, but I would like to photograph you in a library.
I would walk neatly into a library.
In New York. You would fly me to New York. And the New York.
I would fly both of us to New York and we would see Precious while we were there. And that sounds like a fun girls trip.
Yeah, that really would. But yes, so it's not like just move a book, but I do go over. Now, please excuse my background here. I'm normally on Zoom, so I have a more professional Zoom background. I also have another business for babies and motherhood, and my clients come here for that, but my River 8 don't. So that's why this is more family friendly, and I have all these babies. I don't know if you could see all these blankets and stuff for babies and families. So please excuse my.
Kay does excellent legacy photos too. So she does business legacy and family legacy both.
Yes, thank you, Chrissy. So, well, okay, where can people find you?
So people can find me at ChrissyDas.com, ChrissyDas.com, and that forwards to my LinkedIn. So you can find all my stuff from LinkedIn.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well,
where can people find you?
I'll post that. But I am on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. So you can find me on there. You don't want to follow me on TikTok. I'm a joke. I just do that for fun with my kids because I can bond with my kids. But what else? Yeah, that's about it. But basically, you can find me at river8andco.com. So
now, is the 8 spelled out or is it the number 8?
It's spelled out.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we'll post all the links in the chat. That's awesome. And I guess we're about done then.
Yeah. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Kay. This was super fun. We'll have to do it again because I'm sure people will have more questions.
Okay.
Have a good one.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.